And we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is day 17 of our 31 days challenge. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm so grateful to always see you over and over again. Okay, so yesterday we had a session for the boy child. Okay, we talked about breaking the silence surrounding sex education for boys. I hope you joined that session. That session was fire. It was mind blowing. If you did not participate, if you did not watch that session, please go back after this challenge, after day 17 to go through that video. So I promise you it's going to be worth your time. Okay, so thank you so much again for joining me. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go to the subscription button and please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on all platforms, A Drip of Love on Facebook, A Drip of Love on Instagram. I'm going to be more than happy and glad to have you join me on all the platforms. Okay, so I want to appreciate you once again. Today is day 17, and what are we talking about today? What does your preteen and teen know about dating and romantic relationships? Now, if you look at it very well, I did not say think. I did not say what do they think. Okay, I'm not trying to get their perspective of dating. I'm asking what they actually know. Okay, and possibly what aspect of these relationships they are already practicing. Now, it's laughable. In fact, I want to laugh. I want to laugh at a lot of parents that, or a lot of parents who think they are preteen. Preteen it always starts from age 8, right? Between age and 13, or age and 8 and 12. Between 8 and 12, and teenagers from 13 to 18. So a lot of parents, especially parents of preteens, do not believe, or they've cancelled that aspect of their parenting. In fact, funny enough, even parents of teenagers, they don't even want to think about their teenager in a relationship. They don't even want to think about it. But let me shock you. Let me shock you. Most of our children, most of our preteens already have people they call their crush, people they are crushing on. Okay, they already have people that they want to be. You know that it's not they're not just seeking normal friendship. They are seeking something a little bit more than someone that will talk to them more often, someone that will just say, "Oh, you look beautiful." They are seeking some of these things. Let me shock you. Most of our teenagers already have boyfriends or girlfriends. Yes, they do. Maybe the initial stages. And let me shock you even more. Most of our teenagers are already dating. I mean, they're already involved in everything romantic in their relationships. See, sometimes we don't even need to think back. I remember when I was still in grade 7 or grade 8. I think that's a just one, just two. Today I was just trying to recall all that was going on then. That people were already pairing themselves up in class, and we were just about 10, 11. Okay, so by the time we go to like just 3, by the time we got to SS1, these things were no longer hidden. Okay, people, classmates already had their pairs. They already had who their boyfriend is or who their girlfriend is. So during break, they're always together discussing. And then later we'll start hearing things like, okay, she came to my house and we had sex. These are secondary school students. These are teenagers between 10 and 16 or 17. So we're not talking about people that are older than that age. All right. A lot of things are happening. So I think the most important thing is that as a parent, you are aware. The most important thing is that you do not act like it's not your business, or you do not act indifferent, like like we talked about yesterday, shy away from it, or just it's. I wonder why we will be shying away from something. I mean, shining, why would we shine in front of our children? Something that we obviously practice as parents, or something that we obviously did not have enough information on as teenagers. So I think we should be in a hurry to guide our children from these things. Okay? In today's world, children are exposed to of ideas about dating, ideas about romance, earlier than before, earlier than their age, a lot of the time, earlier than their age. Okay, right now, children watch movies, and what kind of movie? What do they portray in these movies? The fact that a lot of our teenagers are exposed to Netflix, are exposed to DSTV, they can choose whatever movies they watch. You don't even follow up. It's appalling, yes, but what do we do about it? That is the question. What do we do about it? You have to follow up. You have to follow up, because a lot of them see these scenes. So they have, like, they're exposed to some kind of perception, some kind of belief. Now, if you watch our everyday movie, of course, I don't even want to talk about the fact that our teenagers watch movies that are rated 18. A lot of them, yes, I speak with a lot of them, and they'll tell you, I've watched this one, I've watched one. They watch movies that are rated 18. It's no longer, it's nothing to them now. So it means that you have to know, because what do they portray in a lot of these movies? If you watch the everyday typical Nigerian movie, or even Hollywood movies, you would see that they portray relationships or romantic relationships to be something that you can do in a hurry. They portray the one night stands, what they call the hookup culture. They portray it's okay to be in a relationship. In fact, they've normalized the fact that if you are in a relationship and you don't have sex, it is not normal. Go to social media now. Social media has normalized it. If you post, recently I saw a post asking, they were talking about who is a virgin and who is not a virgin. Everybody was like, are there still virgins? Like, is it possible? Okay. A girl posted that she was a virgin and she got married at 28. And imagine people thinking, is it possible to be a virgin at 28? So that is the kind of society that we live in, that we find ourselves, a sexualized society where everything our children see, even the adverts on YouTube, maybe they want to do some project, even the adverts on, no matter how much you guide them, they will see these things. Okay, they see these things, they're exposed to it, online content, ads, and everything. In fact, even when you protect and overprotect them, they still have conversations with their friends. So no matter how much you try, you cannot even imagine some of the conversations our girls in our teenage girls have, some of the conversations our teenage boys have. You don't even want to imagine it. So a lot of pressure from the society that is exposing them to these things already. And as long as adults still avoid open discussion about sexuality, teenagers, children, or preteens, we inevitably seek information on today's electronic street corner. They will seek information on from everywhere, from their friends, from the media, from the TV. In fact, they will be more curious to want to watch movies, to want to see more. And God help us, because our movie scenes these days are not something we want to even talk about. Okay, they're portraying relationship in one way. They're also portraying and mixing up gender identity. So basically, if you watch any typical Netflix movie, you must see at least one scene that has the homosexuals and the rest of them. You must see them. So we cannot shy away from it. Number one, we cannot hide these things. Now, their peers, their mates in school, they do these things. The pressure is so much on them, because when they look around, everybody in their class is liked by one boy or one girl. They are pairing up, they are together having conversations. In fact, at some point, it can mess up if your child, if you've not helped to build the self-esteem of your child or your teenager, it can mess up with their mind, because some girls will start feeling, okay, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I'm not as beautiful. In fact, sometimes even when they know that, okay, it is not right for them at that age, they will just feel, at least even if they don't want to accept, let a boy just tell them that he likes them. So they say teenage preteens already start to feel aroused, sexual arousal. Yes, preteens. Because these days, before you say, okay, puberty begins from 13, but these days even children of 18 have started puberty. Children of 8, rather, children of 9, 10. So you cannot even, that is why even before then, you have to start preparing their mind gradually, starting early, to prepare their mind. Okay, peers can exert significant influence on our teenagers and our preteens. They can exert significant influence. You also need to know who is around them, who is in their circle, who is in their circle, who is in their circle. Because if they keep hearing some of this, imagine that your child's or your teenager's best friend is in a romantic relationship and they are best friends, right? So that means they will talk about anything, or they will talk at least to the best of their ability. They will discuss things. So imagine someone bringing this kind of topic or this kind of discussion to your child every now and then. I mean, even in their mind, they will just feel like they want to try. I remember watching a story of a popular pastor and his pastor and her son. Okay, he was talking about how he wrote his first love letter at about 13 or 14. He wrote his first love letter, and he said he wrote that letter because of the pressure he faced from his friends. Everyone was like, everyone has a girlfriend except you. Everyone is in a relationship, only you. Guy, why? In fact, they will make them feel they are not cool. Isn't that what the society is making a lot of, just the way they make Christians feel they're not cool, you're not cool. That is what our teenagers and our preteens are feeling. They make them feel they are not cool. So those that have decided to align to their values or the values that our parents have tried to teach them, they make them feel like they are not cool. So they are being influenced by the ones that do not have values. Okay, so you know that the dating norms have changed. Things are changing. We are in a digital, there's digital connectivity. Friends, children, teenagers, they have their contacts, they make calls. So now, even when a girl is in a relationship or when a boy is in a relationship, they can just easily make a call. They can just easily text or chat, especially because a lot of parents give their teenagers phones now. So you're in your room, you're wherever you are, and they are communicating. They are talking about it. And most times, this communication, or most times this connection, is what increases the bond and makes them want to actually experiment. Experimentation, when it comes to to sexual activity, is one major thing that our teenagers feel the pressure to do, because they don't just want to imagine that, oh, they've been seeing this thing, okay, they've seen a sex scene by mistake. They don't just want it to stop there at their imagination. They want to try it, or they want to even see more. That is why you see a lot of teenagers addicted to pornography because of these things. So what does your preteen know about dating? Have you informed them before time? Have you informed them before time? Or you just allow them, and then when the pressure comes, they're unable to stand it, to withstand it. And then they conform to the societal norms. So these are the things that we need to talk about. What happens when you don't teach your children about dating and relationships? What happens? They will lack essential knowledge and skills. Their vulnerability level will increase. In fact, this doesn't just help in dating and relationship. It helps them to it helps them not to be vulnerable. so that they can identify red flags in friendships. Because what happens with groomers, they come as friends. They come as nice people. Now, groomers are not only those that are older than them. Their fellow teenagers who have been so exposed can also be groomers. Their fellow teenagers who have been so exposed can also be. We have issues with children, even in primary schools, indulging in these sexual activities, because one person came from a home where where their parents did not really look out for these things. They were exposed to a lot of things, and then they decided to go to school and try it on another child. So groomers, when you think of groomers, don't even think far. There might be children or teenagers who have been exposed, at least more exposed than your child, and then they bring these things to them. So they need to know what it means to be around healthy people, to be around healthy friends. They need to know their boundaries. They need to understand consent, so that when their mates, who is a boy, is hugging them or hugging them in a way that is not normal, they already know. They become aware. They become very sensitive to these things, because these things always start from somewhere. It always starts from somewhere. So feeling uncertain or insecure about themselves and their desirability is what you will need to teach them on. That they don't need to feel uncertain. They don't need to feel like, okay, they're undesirable. They need to understand that they need to focus on boosting their esteem at this stage. Okay, most of the time what we do as parents is we talk about, we only try to impose strict rules. Hey, when they taught you, like we discussed earlier, then they taught you get pregnant. Oh, when you get pregnant, you will not go to school again. This and that. That is what we do a lot of times. Fear-based method. Fear-based method has never proven to be effective. It has never. It has never. In fact, a lot of times it is those parents that try to use a little bit of emotional method. They come to you, oh, please, oh, for your family's sake. And most times, it's even those ones that even try to work. But the one that works the most are the ones that you actually teach by focusing on values, focusing on the values that they have, focusing on who they are, focusing on why they need to aspire to achieve their goals and manage their time at this stage, and not to get distracted by some of these happenings, that there is time for everything. When you talk about the potential challenges, the emotional readiness that they need to be involved in romantic relationships, you talk about the heartbreaks that is possible, because some of these people that are coming for them are not even, they've not even understood themselves yet. So what do they even have to offer them? So you talk about the ingenuine love, that a lot of times it is ingenuine. They are just coming, they just want to take advantage of them. Some of these things are what you need to teach, so that they will understand that there is a stage for it, there is a time for it. They will not, you will not just say there's no pleasure in this one. Meanwhile, there's pleasure and they are seeing it or they are feeling it, because they started experiencing these arousals. They've started experiencing it. So you cannot take away the truth from them. They will find out. So we need to focus on the positives. Focus on the positives. Thank you. Family values are really important for child development. Family values are important. Let them know what you stand for, or teach them what they should stand for. Sometimes, in fact, it shouldn't even just be about you as a parent. Teach them that they should stand for something as teenagers, so that they will grow up standing for that thing even as adults. Teach them. In fact, we need to know that open conversation, open communication that is really honest with our children goes a long way. It cannot be overemphasized. It goes a long way to prevent some of these risky behaviors. Most of our teenagers, unfortunately, will shout and talk and preach and do that, but we don't focus on what is important. We do not focus on the important. A lot of our teenagers do not have a good self-esteem. So they are just following the bandwagon, like wherever whatever they're made to do, they just want to follow. They don't even know what they are about. They don't even know what they are worth. They don't even know anything. They just want to, especially because you have not had a conversation with them, so they have nothing holding them back, and they have nothing to hold on to. I wish we had more time to really talk about it. This is going to be a topic that I will deal with subsequently after this challenge. But please, parents, focus on values. Teach them values for themselves. And you will see the difference it will make in our preteens. You will see the difference it will make in our teenagers. It will no longer be about fear. It will no longer be about pleasing you. It will no longer be about the camouflage and the hiding to be good at home, and then they go out there and do. It will be about them and what they want and what they think is best for them. Thank you so much for joining me today. I thank every one of you. I can see you all. I can see your comment. Thank you so much. Day 17, God is your strength. Day 17, God has been faithful. Yes, God has been faithful. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye, everyone.